Actually, this is a kind of a different generation from all in terms of demonstrations that we have seen before. Lest for 90, in fact, we cannot even equate it to what happened in 1982, because down the line in 1982, it was basically majorly the university students who joined the demonstration, and they joined the old political figures. It was not just a given age set of people who are demonstrating. This time round, we are experiencing a generational, a certain age, as they call themselves, the Gen Z generation. Indeed, it's a unique kind of formation of demonstration in terms of age that we are seeing now. Now, coming to that generation demonstrations, I believe that this government itself is the cause of why we are seeing the Gen Zs demonstrate. You remember back in 2022 during the elections, a large composition of people who were supporting the Kenya Kwanza, be it in terms of mobilization, in terms of social media push, and you remember it was about the young people. The agenda for the Kenya Kwanza government was majorly about the young people, around the young people, kuhakikisha, you remember, if I can say it, kuhakikisha vijana hawako kwa fuliza, kutafutia vijana kazi, kutengeneza maisha ya vijana. Everything was around vijana. Now, you could meet anybody, even someone who never had a voting card or didn't qualify to vote, could say that serikali sisi tunapigia kijana. Every young person could support a young youth government or a candidate, that is the Kenya Kwanza government, because it was resonating well. The agenda for Kenya Kwanza was resonating well with vijana. After the government came in place, after the election, vijana had hopes that this government, we formed the government in place, is the government for young people. Even the Gen Zs who never voted were sure that now we have a government that is going to take care of our interests in a better way. Now, after it has come in place, we have seen what has been transpiring, especially in the first 1 year of the government. They came in place, especially around the finance bill of the previous year, that's 2023-2024. The government and everybody who is in government was saying that we want this finance bill so that we can create jobs to the youths. Everybody was the bill. So even the youth supported it last time because they knew that if it goes through, we are going to get jobs as the youths. Now, after that financial year had elapsed, after the financial year had elapsed, the young people didn't see anything substantive coming out of it in terms of jobs which was promised and all those. Now, in this financial year, still we are seeing a finance bill which is in place, and still the conversation we are supporting this finance bill so that we can make the life of the young people good. Now the young people said, oh look, last year you said that the finance bill is coming. You are in that finance bill of last year, you want housing levy, you want to increase taxes and all those to give us, the young people, jobs, but you didn't give. Now you are coming with another one telling us that you want it to go through so that you can give us jobs again. No, are you lying around? Are you lying to us, or you are manipulating us? Now these young people said, now this is going to be enough. It's enough. And you see, young people of this country, they are so impatient because you look at this generation, they have seen in what is happening to the fellow, let me say the millennials, or their peers, the brothers and sisters. They have seen most of them who graduated many years. They have been promised jobs not coming. They have promised all manner of good things which is not coming. But this time round, now they have said, if you have been promising this, they have not received. But now for us, we will not take it. So that anchor, there is a lot of issues which I can say the young people are tired with. But for this one, the finance bill was the erupting or the boiling point of all the issues. Now they came out, they said you are increasing taxes, it cannot work. Life is hard out there, it's not going to work. And again, I can believe that looking at these Gen Zs, most of them are now between the age of almost 17, 18, 20 years, around there. And these are the generation who are soon going to, if not graduated, they have graduated. If and some of them are now preparing to get families, let me say maybe to get married. Now they are asking themselves, if we are getting there and there is no hope for the jobs, there is no hope for better education, because we know how the capitation for schools have been affected, the school fees for universities has gone up. There is no hope for healthcare. What kind of healthcare are our kids going to get? Now, this generation are fed up with all these issues. Now it culminated around the finance bill. It erupted. Everything boiled around them. Well, as of now, but for the ministers, I think if this kind of pressure will go on, we are going to see the reshuffle in the cabinet for sure, out of the pressure, because most of them, they are not delivering. Actually, I don't see, apart from maybe one or two, you can say maybe Professor Kindiki, the others I don't see, and even the other many people in the country can see most of these ministers, they are not performing. We can call them, they are just most. Corruption has been in different forms and in many forms. First, you see the Minister of Interior. That has been the hotbed of corruption from different departments. Immigration, of course, we have seen many of the young people who applied for. We have many of the young people who applied for passports. They paid the facilitation fee. Many years down the line, the passports have not come out, and even the minister himself came out to do some assessments, and he tried to control the situation, and we have seen it work. Recently, at least there are some changes, but the ministry, there is high levels of corruption in the Ministry of Interior. I can sample out another Minister of Agriculture just basing on what has just transpired a few months ago. You see the issues around the issues around fertilizer. That was misappropriation of the highest order, and basically in several departments we can see that there are some departments where actually there is less going on. The Minister of Infrastructure. Look at the budget allocations and the appropriations, and what is being done on the ground. Really, you are very much convinced that there is a lot of corruption. Nepotism is also a form of corruption. Look at the appointments. You look at the appointments. Sure, there is a high imbalance of appointments. We are seeing maybe one community, two, three. You see, there is high percentage of a certain community. Probably I may not mention. Like this morning, I just saw some article whereby there is a community. That's the Kalenjin community has almost 30 CEOs who have been appointed within 2 years. So that is so it's quite unfair to the rest of the communities in the country. And all Kenyans are taxpayers. Every community needs to be represented. It has been a tradition since let me say maybe since the past 20 years, where you could see certain communities dominating the ministries, dominating the PSS, dominating the chairmen of different departments, and maybe the CEOs. So nepotism is one way of which has been so rampant in this country, and which also need to be relooked. And we're looking at another also an issue of representation. You see, I tend to believe that all the communities population setup, if they are not represented well, like look at the youths, they are not very well represented basically in our government, be it the ministry, the departments, even the nominations. So these are some of the areas I believe that there is corruption, nepotism, and